Out of about a 240-minute program that I'm doing for the keyboard project, I have only 2 songs that use any automation at all. The rest of it I'm doing just hand triggering everything. I find that audiences really want to hear musicians making sounds instead of hearing computers making sounds. One of the 2 exceptions is Comfortably Numb. And this is the only song that I'm really using full automation on, so I've got the chord in one sequence to really just give me the full orchestra behind Comfortably Numb, so that I can play that gorgeous lead line and have that fullness of the song. So I know that a lot of people have been looking forward to new lead lessons, and I think Comfortably Numb is a fantastic song for you to do in a band. There were times when I've done that song where I've had audiences request it 3 or 4 times in a night just to hear that ending sequence lead over and over again. So I'm going to give a guitar lesson on how to play Comfortably Numb after I present the song. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship smoke on the horizon. You're only coming through in waves. You I've had a few quite reasonable requests to get more close-ups of my hands while I'm doing things. So I will basically record this lesson and then go back and record the detail parts for my hands and see if I can edit the whole thing together and give you something that will give you a little bit more close-up so that you can work with it. I know with hands as big as mine, I can say play a B minor chord and it looks like just a big glop of meat on the fretboard. So we'll see what I can do with that. Also, another thing I'm going to do with this song for you is I will record the keyboard alone, and I'll post that as its own post on my YouTube channel, so that once you've learned the song, you can just go ahead and use my keyboard part to rehearse against, and that way work your lead up. So first I'm going to show you the rhythm parts. Let's start with the verse. The verse is a B minor, A, a G with a walk down to an E minor, back to B minor. Nothing could be simpler. So that's the entire verse structure. The first time the verse shows up, there are 3 stanzas, and the second time the verse shows up, there are 2 stanzas. Now the chorus structure I'm going to break into 2 parts for you. There's the main part of the chorus. There is no pain, and then there's the ending of the chorus, which is I have become comfortably numb. So for the main part of the chorus, it's very simple. It's a D to A, D, C, G, C, so that's one stanza of the chorus of the main part of the chorus. Now, when the chorus is sung, that stanza gets repeated a second time. Also, you may notice that when I transition down to C to G, I played a B minor chord as a passing chord. So I don't have that programmed into the keyboard, but I think the bass and the guitar actually do hit that B minor passing chord on the way up to the C. So the main part of the chorus, when it's sung, you have this D, A, D, A, C, G, C, G, and then it repeats it again, D, A, D, A, C, G, C, G, and then it'll go to the I have become comfortably numb part. Now, the first lead is also built on that chorus structure, but it only plays it once during the first lead. So you got D, A, D, A, C, G, C, G, and then you go to the I have become comfortably numb. So the I have become comfortably numb section of the chorus is A, B minor up to C, G, D. Okay, now from that, it's going to go into the 2 different leads. So let's talk about the first lead. The first lead is built on the chorus structure. And as I said, if you think of the chorus structure as AAB, which is the A being D-A, D-A, C-G, C-G, and then it does it again, D-A, D-A, C-G, C-G, so that's A-A, and then B being the I have become comfortably numb. When it's sung, it's A-A-B, A-A-B. But when the lead is played, it's just A-B. So let's get into that lead, and what you're going to do is mute all of the strings except the E string. You're going to hold the E string on the 14th fret. And here, this is why I have to have a free-floating tremolo on my electric guitars. A locked tremolo where you can only bend down just doesn't let me make all the expressiveness that I want to make, especially with this song. So again, you rake up to the 14th fret of the E string, bend that up, come back down, and then you're on the 12th fret of the E string. And then on the B string, you're going to go 15, 14, and you're barring the 14th fret of the B, G, and D strings. So essentially you're playing an A chord. Now that's the D, 12th fret of the D string. And then again, you're going to rake across and bend up the 14th fret of the E string. Come down to the 12th fret. And then you're going to play that A chord again. So starting with the 15th fret of the B. So there's the 14th fret of the B, G, and D strings. But then you're going to follow it on down to the 12th fret of the D string. So it's 14, 12, 11 on the D string. And then you're playing 14 and 12 on the A string. Come back to the 12th fret on the G string. Then 11 and 9 to the 12th fret of the D. And then you do that again from 11 to 9. Now here, I'm just hammering on the D string, so I play the 9th fret of the G, and then I hammer on the D string on the 12th fret, pull off to the 9th fret of the D string, hammer back up to the 12th, and then again I play the 9th fret of the G string, and then play up to the 11th fret and bend it up, and then you got another nice little run. Now that's essentially a G chord there. So you're going to rake across, this time on the 15th fret of the E string, 15, 14, 12, 15 on the B, and then you're going to bar the 12th fret on the B, G, and D strings. Then 10 and 9 on the D string, then down to the 7th fret, and then for the I Have Become Comfortably Numb, you're taking the 11th fret of the G, bend it up to the 9th fret of the G, and then from the 9th fret of the D down to the 7th fret of the D. Okay, now I'm going to play that entire first lead very slowly so you can follow it. Okay, now let's talk about the second lead, the ending lead. And this is a very long lead, so I'm going to have to break it into segments for you. First of all, the ending lead is built on the chorus pattern, which is just the B minor, A, G down to E minor, B minor. However, it's going to come out of the chorus, so you go, I've become comfortably numb. And then before it gets into the chorus structure, it's going to play that D chord just for another measure. Just so you get an extra measure of that D. And what it'll do is it'll play it clean and then it'll come back and hit it distorted. So here it is, clean and distorted. Okay, and coming out of the D chord, I'm going to take the G string, slide up from 5 to 7. And I'm doing some hammer-ons up to the 10th, up to the 9th fret. So I'm bending up the 9th fret of the G, doing some some pull-offs and hammer-ons from the 9th fret to the 7th fret and back, and then hit the 9th fret on the D, and end up on the 7th fret of the G. Okay, so for that section, I'm on the B string. I'm going to slide up to the 7th fret, and then I'm going to play the 10th fret, do some hammer arm pull off, 7 to 10 on the E string, so I'm going to hit the 10th fret on the B string, and then hit 7 and then hammer up to 10. Okay, and then I've just got that nice little 7 to 9 bend up on the 9 on the G string, back down to 7, end up on the 9th fret of the D string, and then you've got this. So this will be that's the 11th fret and the 9th fret of the G string, then 12 and 9 on the D string. So you got you're going to come up sliding up to the 9th fret on the A string, 12th fret, 9th fret, 12th fret on the D string, back and forth from the 9th fret to the 12th on the A, end up on the 9th fret of the D, and then here I'll hit a little harmonic on the 7th fret of the E string. Now I know that's not how Roger Waters did it. He did it with some sort of a feedback, but I play at extremely low volumes, so I can't count on feedback to do those kinds of things for me. So so to get that harmonic there, I just have to hit it on the 7th fret of the E string. Then I'm going 12 to 14 on the B string and bending up, sliding down from 12 to 12 to 10, back up to 12. Okay, then I'm going to 10 to 11 on the G string. Now, here's a pattern that will get repeated several times. And that's a pattern you just need to get under your fingers. That pattern will then begin to segment the lead. So I've been playing the first segment of the lead, and I'm going to stop at that pattern. I'll come back to it and show you how to play that pattern. But now what I'm going to do is play the lead up to that pattern. So you got lots of little chromatic runs in there. So it starts on the 11th fret of the G string, 12, 12, 10 to 11 on the G string again, and then on the 9th fret of the G string. Now you're going to go 11, 10, 9, then 12, hit the 9th fret, slide down to the 7th fret on the D. Then you're going to go 9, 8, 7 on the D, 9, 8, 7 on the A string, and then end on the 5th fret of the A string. So let me do it more slowly. Okay, and you'll just have to get that particular lick under your hands because it's going to do it again and again and again. So I'm just going to call it that lick. So you've got the first part of the lead, then you hit that lick, and then you've got it'll repeat itself several times. So I'm going to show you how to do the things that occur in between those repetitions. So this will come up to the 7th fret of the G string. You can bend up on the 9th fret, play the 7th fret on the A string. And then you go 9, 8, 7 on the D, and then 9, 8, 7 on the A, sliding down, ending on the 5th fret on the A. You slide up to the 9th fret on the A, the 12th fret, 12, 9 on the D, trigger that leak. So here we go with that, with the first segment or the second segment of the lead that occurs after that lick. So and there you do that lick again. Now here's the third segment that occurs after the second iteration of that lick. So you're going to play the 7th fret of the D and G strings together, and end up on the 9th fret of the D string. Then you're going to do that a couple more times, so it'll go like this. It'll come up and it'll bend the 9th fret of the G string. Okay, slide up from 9 to 11 on the G string, and then really quick from 12 to 10 on the B string, back to the 12th fret on the B string where you're in, and then you've got that lick again. Okay, so that's the third segment. I'm going to play the third segment slow. The fourth segment is it just starts really strumming these chords. It's a B minor and a D major. So it's a B minor, D major, B minor, D major, and then you're going to end up on the 7th fret of the D string. Come up to 9 on the D string, and then 7 to hammer on to 9 on the G string. And bend the G string up at the 9th fret, pull off to the 7th fret. And then you're going to play the 7th fret on the D string. And then you're going to bar the 7th fret of the G, B, and E strings. So it's just... And that's the B minor chord, barred. That's your fourth segment. Now coming into the fifth segment of the lead will come way up here at the high. Well, let me do that fourth segment very slowly for you. So... for the fifth segment of the lead, and that'll start way up here on the 12, 15, 17, 18, on the 19th fret. Take up the 21st fret and bend it up. And that's all on the E string. And then on the 15th to 17th fret of the B string, you're going to bend up the 17th fret, then come back and end up on the 17th fret, and then end up on the 16th fret of the G string, 14, 16 on the G string, 14 on the D string, then 17 to 14 on the B, on the A string, back to 16th fret on the D string, so that's 15 on the B to 16 on the G, 17 on the B, So that's all 17 and 15 on the B. Back to the 15th on the B. And then you're going to bend the 16th fret of the G string up. You can bend it up. Then you can bend it up higher. And then you've got this lick again. And that's pretty much the ending of what you can hear on the Wall album. But to put an ending on the song so that I've got a nice ending, because I don't have the luxury of fading out. I just play the chord with full distortion. A. And then this neat little, which I didn't show you, but this is the scream. Instead of doing the scream, I just have the guitar do it for me. And that's the 14th fret of the B and E strings. Bend it up with the tremolo bar. And then take the 12th fret of the B and E strings. And bend them down with the 12th with the tremolo bar. And then I end with the B minor 7. That's it. So I'm going to do the entire ending lead for you, but before I do that, I'm going to zoom in. So hopefully that will give you everything that you need to build your own version of Comfortably Numb. I need to be clear that I'm not playing exactly what David Gilmour played on the album. I literally wore out the album going back and forth with the needle to learn every segment of those leads. But over the years, my version has migrated and kind of become my own. So what I'm showing you is really my version and not his. But I figure that you can easily enough get from what I'm doing to what he's doing, or better yet, from what he and I are both doing on to something new that you want to do that'll add something new to the song. So now I'm going to also make available on a separate track just the keyboard line alone to comfortably numb.